Hello everyone, Darcinova here. I've heard some pretty stupid shit regarding this franchise, but to hear that there's no truth in the Star Wars universe, I'll give you a link to the article. It's something they say in Celebration. I'm not gonna. You can watch the whole clip. I don't even know where it's at, but it is what I predicted would happen happened. So, since there's no truth in the Star Wars expanded universe, Star Wars universe, whatever. There's no truth in the Star Wars universe. What difference does that make when you compare this novel just to this novel? What is the difference between the two? If there's no truth to the Star Wars universe, that means this can be canon because truth doesn't exist in Star Wars. Does that mean that I can mix Legends and canon? Because that's what you're saying? Or this is almost about the same level as any Legends book because these events may or may not have happened. This could have happened as well as this. These aren't a knock on the quality of these books. This is just basically saying that you guys keep talking about how you want a more cohesive universe. You needed creative freedom. Why would you say there's no truth to the Star Wars universe? Is it because it's coming to a point where continuity is becoming inconvenient for you? That your excuse for any contradiction that pops up is not everything you read or hear is the truth? That is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. Really dumb. I don't believe that's how continuity works. So, you can just simply change the details at any time because there's no truth to the Star Wars universe, then essentially what you're basically saying is continuity doesn't exist in the Star Wars universe if there is no truth to the Star Wars canon. Universe, whatever. I'm using canon. Wow. This is the laziest way to write these stories out. You can't simply make them work in your universe. You can't simply have everything tie in together. You simply are using that excuse so every time a novel that comes out contradicts something that was established before, you're going to basically use an excuse. What you heard before was a lie. What you're reading what you're hearing now is the truth. This is no different than the expanded universe. This is no different. If there's really no truth to these stories, then they're on the same level as the expanded universe. Then the only difference is they can use that as an excuse to retcon things should they contradict them. Like here's something in here. They could say that the way Thrawn's eyes are depicted in here isn't the truth. The way Thrawn's eyes are depicted in this novel, they're glowing. Just like they are in the expanded universe. They're not like they are in Rebels. So, there's certain aspects of this book that can be declared not canon. Like Thrawn's eyes. Even if it's a minor contradiction, some aspects of this could, if they contradict something in episode 8, could be declared not canon. So this book could potentially end in a quasi-canon status. I think this novel may be safe, but let's say a detail from this book is wrong. They could say, oh, what you heard in here isn't true, but what you hear now is true. It is not any different from saying that the expanded universe back then did not do this. Everything was kept canon. Everything. Maybe some stuff had to be kicked out because It couldn't fit, but that was very rare that happened. It isn't much different from the current status of the EU. So essentially, at some point, you're going to start throwing something out one story at a time. This way, you'll quietly decanonize these stories. That is bullshit. There are fans of these books, believe it or not, even if they don't have the following that Legends did. And to basically say that is a kick in the balls. It really is a kick in the balls. But I'm not mad because I knew this would happen. And anyone that I argued with for the past few years, you're wrong. The new canon material, all the books and comics, they're around the same level as the Legends books, according to what the story group has said, that there's no truth in the Star Wars universe. Argue with me all you want. I'll give you a link in the description below. If you're going to ignore this, well, I don't care. That's your problem. Lucasfilm, I gave you a second chance, and this is how you reward me, by essentially saying that the stories I'm currently reading are essentially a waste of my time because they may not be the truth. That is bullshit. And that's just a lazy way out of a fuck up that you will eventually make and are currently making. Later, guys.